afternoon.
Nick, what's wrong?
You might have gotten a couple mouth sounds in there. I'm not sure.
Oh.
Some lip smacking?
That's
we'll see.
Nick is a foul human being.
Welcome to my ASMR. Oh shit! What's it called when people eat on camera?
Oh, God.
Mukbang. Welcome to my ASMR mukbang. Thank you, Michaela, from the other room.
I love the contribution from Michaela. That is amazing.
Okay.
I knew she'd know too.
Jesus, I can't properly express how much I hate the sounds of people eating.
Yeah.
The images of people. One of my least favorite images in the movie Gremlins is that close-up shot of them eating the fucking chicken.
Yes.
Oh, God, it's the worst.
You think you hate it?
I was gonna say you must despise it.
Yeah. Try being a guy that's literally afraid of most food.
That's very true.
You're not just indifferent.
No,
Oh God, it's the worst.
No, being around people. No, like lunchtime in elementary school, middle school, like sitting at the lunch table.
I would fear it sometimes because it was so disgusting.
Yeah, I can't be around it.
Yeah,
Never mind just the food sitting there, but the consumption of food.
Maybe that's why everyone thought I was a weirdo. It's just like I can't. That one reason and nothing else. Yeah, I can't stand lunch.
Yeah, I can name a few things.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's one. Sure, why not?
What is it, Nick? You seem puzzled.
This is just so weird to me.
It's a shitty thing. What are you talking?
Eating with other people is like one of these very human things that we've always done.
I can no. I'm talking about when someone draws attention to it and it's like they can't stop making the chewing sounds or it resonates in a specific room where the acoustics are just right and I'm like, yeah, could you chew a little quieter, something like that. Could you not talk to me with your mouth full? That kind of thing.
I hate loud chewers. I'm with you.
Okay.
But being afraid of lunch at school?
Yes.
It's weird.
That's my life. I don't know what to tell you. That's my life.
I think lunch was one of the more horrible experiences of high school. I think I can think of off the top of my head.
Well, I know Nico every single day went to the band room and hung out there for lunch.
Oh.
Right. So he never sat in the cafeteria the entire senior year.
With a sleeve of saltine crackers.
Did you sit with other people?
Yeah, but I actually, you know what? I didn't sit. I hovered. That was my thing.
Wow.
During lunch, I would just sort of walk around and,
I mean, you're sitting all day at school, whatever.
I guess it makes sense. True.
I mean, that was sort of my MO, though, in high school. It was just quick conversations with 20 people at a time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I was just a weird kid that way. I couldn't sustain an hour-long conversation with you. I wasn't that interesting. I was 5 minutes and I was out.
The weirdo.
Do a quick 5, leave them on a laugh, get out.
Oh my God.
We need to talk about some things. We need to talk.
You need to talk about what?
We need to talk because we have a lot to get to today.
What are we talking about?
Never mind the movie that we're discussing, which is certainly going to be one for the ages.
I already have packed notes. I mean,
Yeah.
Me too.
We'll get to that.
Pack notes. I have clips. There be clips on today's show.
God.
It's going to be great. We need to talk about Adam first. Actually, do you want to talk about your Jerry Seinfeld trip?
I went and sure. Let's get that out of the way because it's actually a nice story. Yeah. So I went to the city this weekend and I saw Jerry Seinfeld live. Yeah. And it was
on purpose or
on purpose. Yeah. No. I just bumped into him.
I wasn't sure. You could bump into him. He could be having coffee with
he had me on his
Seth
Jeff
Rogen.
Dunham.
He had me on his comedians in cars getting coffee show. He thought it was pretty funny for some reason. So we go. It's Abby and I, and we're we just go into the theater. It's not like a normal comedy show at all, of course. So it's like where you would probably have a Broadway show.
Is it on Broadway or off Broadway?
No, it was off Broadway.
Okay.
So we go in there and we're like, well, this is a big theater, but we keep telling ourselves, oh, it's just Jerry. It's Jerry Seinfeld. Of course, he needs to have a big theater.
Sure.
So we sit down, and I'm just like, yeah, I mean, it's a big theater and everything, but what's with the camera setup? And she's like, what do you mean? And she starts looking around. She's like, oh, God, there's a really elaborate camera setup in here. I'm like, yeah, there's a crane dolly over there.
What?
And there's a super expensive camera here.
Oh, my God.
And there's people with steady cams.
Wow.
And I'm just like, why are there microphones hanging above us?
You did not.
And then his friend Mario something, he's a black guy with a beard who was on Seinfeld, comes out, starts doing his bit, and he's like, "You're in luck, guys. Jerry's gonna be taping his Netflix special."
Oh my God! Just a surprise Netflix special you walked your way into?
Yep.
That's insane.
Yep.
See, I've never heard that before because usually what they do with Netflix specials, unless it's like Chappelle at like the Comedy Store,
Yeah.
is they pack the theater with uber fans of the comic, so they're like a forgiving audience.
Yes.
You know, so like they'll give you free tickets and, you know, you're there to see the special, and so you'll cut them a few breaks. You'll laugh maybe if you don't think it's the most hilarious thing in the world. But this is literally a surprise Netflix special you're at.
I was stunned. I was blown away. And like literally, I think at some point, I think Abby was the one to say, is like, oh, what if he's taping a Netflix special? I'm just like, no way. But I'm like, it would make sense with these camera setups, but I just kept telling myself, okay, it's Jerry Seinfeld. He's worth $1 billion. He just wants to tape his show.
Right.
But no, it was that's because it was a fucking Netflix
Like
special.
you're taping your daughter's like ballet recital.
Well,
I'm just gonna tape
figure
it
when
for the,
someone's worth
for
like
the
a
video.
Maybe I'm just a bad judge of billionaires. I don't know, but like when I go to a show where it's Jerry Seinfeld, it's like, okay, I get some elaborate cameras, fine. Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
you were in New York City though.
Yes, I was.
I mean, that's not surprising that you filmed there. I feel like. I mean, where else are you gonna film?
No, but just the idea that it was an unannounced filming.
It's pretty cool.
Crazy.
It's pretty cool.
I had no idea, and it was it's just such an awesome surprise, and it changed the show. By the way, completely changed the way we were experiencing this thing.
Right. Well, this is like the comeback special then, right?
Probably, yeah.
Because I think he did one for Netflix like a couple years ago, which was old material. He like shot it at the comedy club he got his start at in Jersey or something. It was more of like a trip down memory lane, not like a contemporary special.
Yeah.
So this is probably going to be like hey, I'm Jerry Seinfeld. I still do stand-up comedy. Netflix is going to pay me $50 million for this.
Yes.
So that's pretty exciting.
I agree.
Here's what kind of sucks about that, though.
Yeah.
Like when I go see a comedian on their tour and then I watch the special later, it's like a slightly different experience, you know?
Right.
When the special comes out, you're gonna be like, I already saw this. Can't watch it again.
There were some really wonderful bits, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
But you can't watch it again because it's the exact same inflection. He's
Well-
wearing the same underwear, Adam.
well,
How can you possibly enjoy that?
oh, he strips down and everything. We see his underwear. You know, it was great. But,
Great.
No, but no, it's a different experience. It's because we're a little further back. We can't see, you know, the details of his face as well as we would on like a Netflix special or something. But I think it would be interesting watching that with the knowledge that I was in the audience for that.
Right.
I hope to God they got you and Abby on shot.
Oh, the reaction shot. The two of you just barreled over in laughter. Could you imagine being a part of comedy history?
She was laughing the entire way through, and I was like, there was the way I put it was that it was very well done and it was super fucking funny. But even when I wasn't like laughing out loud, I think it just goes back to like his Seinfeld humor, where it's like even when it's not like pinpoint funny, ha 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 all the time, it's like interesting.
The craft, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I never thought of that. Oh God, that's cynical. Oh, I never looked at life that way. Okay, weird.
Right.
And again, it's not about anything. Not about a thing.
Sure, it's just observations. Yeah, I mean
Yes.
that's Jerry though. It's all craft. It's like freestyle jazz.
Yes,
it's just
exactly.
I'm going to show off how I phrase these jokes and where I put the punchline. And I think like if you go to like his note cards, he's got like this elaborate filing cabinet full of note cards with every joke he's ever written on it. And he writes them out not just to the word, but to the breath.
Yeah.
Like everything is meticulously planned. There's no improv whatsoever on stage.
No.
Which, like, there's no right or wrong way to do stand-up. Obviously, someone like Bill Burr can just get on there for an hour and do crowd work, and it's hysterical. But it's kind of cool to see the other side of it, which is, you know, stand-up is all about writing, and it's all about, you know, what's the best way I can deliver this premise and get my point across. Yeah. That's awesome.
I thought it was a really, really cool experience, and like I said, like we weren't in like it's the best. It was kind of like a gloomy day from what and we were like, we're not like we weren't like jonesing for like comedy, I guess.
Sure.
We were like in a cheery mood, you know. We were just trying to get around, and then when it was just completely changed when we got in there.
That's awesome.
I thought I loved it.
But good material though, still.
Yeah, I think so. I do actually really want to see it. I think it'll be a funny experience rewatching this thing.
Oh, that'll be a blast, dude.
Yeah. I don't know when it's going to come out, though.
What a great surprise.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Surprise comedy special you were just at.
Only I would be like, these camera setups are a little odd. They're a little extravagant.
What's up with all the flag mics?
Like, seriously.
Is that stereo?
The band, though, they had this awesome, like Frank Sinatra-esque band
Really?
playing. It was just dope. Yeah, and they were playing like New York, and it was just perfect. It was just nice time. You would have loved it, Nico.
I think that's pretty safe to say.
You would have loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these days I'll see him live. I haven't gotten a chance. That's one of the guys on my list that I have to do it.
Really great.
This just in, Seinfeld croaked.
His last words were "fuck you, Nico."
That's what it felt like when Prince died. It was just that he was flipping the middle finger to me.
Yeah.
Like, I know you were pricing out concert tickets just 2 weeks ago, and now I'm dead and you won't be able to go. That's what happened to me when Prince died.
And now you hate Prince. That's how it works. Yeah.
Exactly right. We are together today, gentlemen, because it's Halloween this week, and
I thought you were about to do a wedding. We're all gathered here today.
we're gathered here today because it is the conclusion of our Halloween Spooktacular.
All right, well, the Jackson Estate's going to make money off this one. All right.
This feels like it's been like a journey, though. This feels like it's been a long time.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Certainly.
So
that always happens by the end of October. It's like, can we finally get out of the horror genre?
I know.
Can we eat some fucking turkey now?
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
But first, I want to make one note about Halloween, specifically Halloween parties. Nick, me, you, and Rob did a 2 cents yesterday, talking about how much I hate Halloween, and I hate Halloween parties, and I hate people that attend Halloween parties. Mm-hmm. And what you did not realize is, in the midst of that rant, every word was directed at Adam. Every.
How is that possible?
Every goddamn word.
Well, now I got to go back and listen, and it'll just be like, oh, yeah, okay, I see what he means. Yeah, I know what he's talking about.
We were at the same Halloween party this weekend, Nick, Adam, and I.
Okay.
We need to talk about his costume.
I'm just going to sit here text while you...
Because I walked in with, I think I said this, a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse hat from Epcot Center.
Pretty atrocious costume.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Right.
I walk in on Adam, and his girlfriend, Abby, a mutual friend of ours.
Friend of the podcast, Abby.
Yeah, friend of the pod. Former WITAT winner, I think, right?
I believe so. I believe she has I think she has the coveted award.
I think she is the proud owner of the WITAT.
What?
I think so.
What are we talking about?
This is for our first year, actually probably for October, for our Halloween episode.
Really? Oh. Well, that's ironic.
4 or 5 years ago, right?
Yeah. So anyway, they did a couple's outfit. Abby was dressed as Wilma Flintstone.
Oh.
And Adam Hall dressed as Fred Flintstone.
Accurate. And I'm about to send it to you right now, Nick.
You have lost 35 respect points. Let me tell you something. As far as couple costumes go, though, last year, Michaela was a witch.
Yeah.
And naturally, I wore a blue
Donald
morph
Trump.
suit. I wore a blue morph suit, and I had a shark hat. Because that's the kind of couple costumes that I believe in, Adam. So,
Yeah, we're just two square pegs trying to fit in a round hole.
I can't believe you were fucking Fred Flintstone.
And when I tell you, folks at home, that this man was not wearing sneakers, socks, or fucking pants.
Wait, you were barefoot? In
I'm not exaggerating. I see Abby. She's got the plastic necklace of the rocks around the string, like Wilma, and she's got the dress on. And this dude is wearing a fucking tablecloth, nothing underneath.
You got the picture?
Horrifying.
I got the picture.
You got the picture?
Horrifying.
Are those alcohol bottles?
Yes. As
Okay,
clubs.
wait.
We needed them. We
hold
needed
on.
them desperately.
No, but he gains 10 respect points for that. They have alcohol with a paper bag wrapped around them, and they're holding them upside down like they're clubs.
Yep.
And it works. So I want to give him a little bit of points for that.
Thank you. Thank
A
you.
little bit of points for that.
Only a little bit. That's okay.
Because only a man like that that would wear a Fred Flintstone costume with no fucking pants on underneath.
And no shirt on
I'm
underneath.
going to tell you wholeheartedly, there is only one time where it is acceptable to wear a couple's costume. There's only one.
What?
And it's when your wife is pregnant and you're doing one of those couples costumes that's sort of like, hi, we're pregnant, see? Like the other day we had a Halloween party at the gym and there's this pregnant couple and the guy went as Ash Ketchum and the wife wore a black t-shirt and on her belly was a big Pokeball and then their other kid was Pikachu.
Well, that's
that was
adorable.
cute. You can do that.
This is all so fucking obnoxious. I can't.
No, but when they're pregnant, it's cute. It's fine. It's acceptable. You know. Beyond that, don't do it.
All right.
Nick, you ever been in a situation where you're sitting on a couch with Adam Hall and we're in Halloween costumes and every time the man stretches his legs in an attempt to cross them, it's fucking Sharon Stone from
I know what you're talking about. You don't even need to finish that sentence.
from fucking that movie. Why am I blanking on the name of the movie?
Basic Instinct.
Basic Instinct.
There was,
and I'm doing the reverse Newman of like, I can't believe my eyes. Cross the legs for God's sakes, Adam.
There's like a good chance, like if you were looking down my skirt about like every like.
And make no mistake, it is a skirt.
Oh yeah, no, it's a dress.
Yeah.
It's a full on dress. But if you know,
no pushback whatsoever here.
Oh, no, of course not. I hone up to it. But yeah, like you look down my dress into my crotchal region. You know, about every like 4 or 5 times, you were bound to see my dick. It was going to happen.
Were you wearing underwear?
Unconfirmed.
I'm just gonna keep it.
Yeah, I'm trying to fucking confirm it.
I cannot speak to the undergarment. It was gross enough when I saw he's not wearing any fucking socks. You did not need to commit that hard. Adam.
That's right, because you hate it when we take our socks off.
Hate it.
Is that the problem more than anything? Is it just the sock? Like if I was wearing shoes, would you have been like, okay?
But it would have been a little more respectable. Can you at least just? I need to see a little peek of the gym shorts underneath, just to know they're there. It's like that great Seinfeld line from that episode where Kramer starts going commando. That's his new lifestyle choice.
Don't you see?
Yes. And Jerry goes, the only thing between us and that is a thin layer of gabardine. And that's what I felt like the entire night with you.
You were sitting right next to me half the time.
The penis was just on the brink, ready to peek over the horizon like Armageddon. It was just this impending doom. I could not help but... Ugh.
Do you have any idea what I went through trying to get that costume, by the way?
And I know, because here's the thing. So the two of these motherfuckers, they'll tell you the whole story.
You're missing a crucial detail, by the way.
Okay. We'll get there. Okay. Don't you worry. That night, I was promised a matching Minions outfit, which would have been cringe enough. But the two order the items on Amazon, and I guess it's too loose on Adam, too tight on Abby. You'd think they switch costumes, everything would be okay. No, it turns out they couldn't go as matching Minions. So instead... Abby last minute buys the Wilma Flintstone costume.
Accurate.
And this motherfucker, with the help of his mother, digs out
That's correct.
the rolls of felt from Joanne Fabrics.
You went to Joanne's?
Crafted Fred Flintstone costume.
Yep.
So this shit was rinky-dinky, could have fallen apart at any second.
I thought it was pretty professional, actually. You could have bought this at a store.
In fairness, we were talking about the cheapness of Halloween costumes earlier.
And you're only wearing it once. You're only wearing it once. It doesn't matter. It was. I thought it worked very well. I thought it looked pretty great, actually. I'm very proud of the work that me and my mom did. Yes.
So you and your mom.
This was 3 hours
made
of
a
material the
costume
other
so
night,
you
by
could
the way.
match with your girlfriend.
Yes.
He was wearing a fucking tablecloth.
Yes.
And you were wearing a dress.
Yes.
What was up with the tie, by the way? You took like a silk.
Yeah, no. Well, we were looking at the Fred Flintstone like getup itself, and it's just like a rag. It's just this blue rag that's kind of formed into the shape of a tie. So I was like, okay, I can do that pretty quickly. So that's all we really did. We just kind of took this really, really thin silk, tied it into a tie, and that was just kind of it. And it didn't need to look perfect, obviously. So that was that.
Yes, this is the period specificity he approached the Fred Flintstone.
Well, I don't want to get.
So for those of you keeping score at home, though, Adam is now at negative 25 respect points.
Yes,
it gets worse. So,
oh God.
So before then, because we were very desperate, because this was the night before we actually went to the party, and I go over Abby's house, and she's like, "Well, I have an orange dress that might work." right? And I was like, oh God, okay, let's see what it is. And it wasn't perfect, but it was like a deep orange. And I was like, okay, fuck it, whatever. I'll just wear your orange dress, and we'll cut out some things, and we'll ruin the thing, but we'll make it work, right? So we literally destroyed one of Abby's dresses.
I thought you were going to say you put it on and you became James Gum all of a sudden. You're like, finally.
I tucked my dick in between my legs and everything, and
Yes.
I did the normal thing.
Well, we all know with a costume like that, that's the only way you could. You have to literally stick your dick in between your legs to walk out of the house with that thing.
But we thought it was going to work. We thought this was going to work, and we
I don't know why anyone would have ever thought this plan would have worked.
I don't know. But we started.
You know the people we're talking about here.
But there's like.
Have either one of them ever thought more than 5 seconds ahead?
Never.
No.
The most impulsive people I know, I think. I think by a mile.
Anyway.
Cannot let this live. I can't live this down.
So like Fred Flintstone has like zigzags in his dress, and we cut those out of Abby's dress, and then we do the same for the sleeves, and then I try it on, and it was way too small. So I was like, well, babe, we got to throw it out. We got to throw out the dress.
Destroyed your girlfriend's dress.
Yes. And she's like, okay, it was only $8 essentially. It would have been, she's like, it would have been nice if it had worked, but I'll live. So that was that. I tried on one of Abby's dresses that was destroyed.
But you did feel quite secure in that dress, didn't you?
I'm quite fond of it, actually.
Yeah.
Quite
Kind of a
fond.
voyeuristic opportunity for you.
It was about the most free I've ever felt in my life. Yes. How you doing, Nick?
Never go to a party where Adam's balls are out in the open, Nick. That's really the moral of the story. I'll tell you what, though, 3 hours of material that night, I did not let up. You know, as the stereotypical class clown of the group at any friend gathering.
Yes.
I just hit the jackpot.
Exactly.
Gold at the end of the rainbow.
You were happy. So it's a good thing
Balls flopping about.
Yeah.
No socks.
I should have just like flashed you guys at a certain point. I really wish I
You
had.
came close.
It was a missed opportunity. Yeah. Hi, guys.
Anyway, Nick.
My God.
I'm very proud of myself. I'm going to drink my Pepsi now.
Let's have a conversation, shall we?
Oh, we're talking now about other stuff?
About what now?
Well, we got to talk about this movie.
Okay.
Been gone for more than 6 months now. You were at the funeral, and I know it was very difficult for you. It was also very difficult for your father, and for Holly, and for me, his daughter. He was an amazing man. Grandpa Seth has remained in all our hearts, but you must banish him from your mind. Remember what the doctor said?
Of course. Grandpa Seth is just an invention of my subconscious.
That's right.
We're talking Troll 2.
Yeah, we are.
You must banish him from your mind.
What a thing to say to your
What the
kid
fuck?
about your grandfather. Banish him.
It was very difficult on me, his daughter.
It's my favorite line ever.
So we conclude our Spooktacular series with Troll 2, which, by the way, is, I think, a movie that's going to stick with us for a while. We are not
This
done talking
is
Troll 2.
one of those movies that everybody said, why haven't you done this yet? Why haven't you done this yet? And now I'm saying, why the fuck hadn't we done this yet?
Yeah.
Yes.
We've been
This
building.
is the most why is this a thing movie I think we've done in maybe ever.
It's pretty damn close.
Pretty close to it, man. It's right up there with The Room and Fateful Findings, all that shit.
We've been building up to this one for a long time. And after finally watching it, I'm completely on board with what you just said. I'm like, wait, why wasn't this like the first thing we ever talked about?
Right. And by the way, the question of why is this a thing did not go unexplored. In 2010, a movie called Best Worst Movie
Yes.
came out, documenting the making of this movie, and I believe either the director or the main creative force behind that movie is Michael Paul Stevenson, who played Joshua in the original. So he's heavily featured. I imagine we will be doing that documentary not too far down the line on this podcast.
He directed that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. This movie is just fucking batshit.
It's a lot of
way.
things, man. This movie, yeah.
All I want to get this out of the way, and then we'll talk about the plot specifics.
Well, I mean, are we gonna address the elephant in the room? Is that what you're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll let you do your thing.
Okay. So an Italian guy named Claudio Fragrasso said he wanted to make a movie about goblins.
Right.
So naturally, what do you call the movie?
Well, we'll get there. He makes this movie called Goblins.
Okay.
And it
Aptly
stars
named.
a bunch of goblins. By the way, he directed under the pseudonym Drake Floyd. Because I guess Americans in 1990 were not ready for an Italian director.
That's correct.
I can think of a couple that came
way before. I love this story, by the way. This is the best.
So Goblins gets picked up by United States distributors, specifically MGM. MGM, the lion was at the beginning of this fucking movie.
In the end.
Yeah. But they were sort of concerned that a movie called Goblins wouldn't necessarily capture American audiences' attention, given the fact, too, that the movie's a big steaming pile of horseshit. So they say, you know what? Let's call this movie Troll 2. Because the 1986 movie from Empire Pictures, Troll, was pretty successful. So let's just call it Troll 2. We have nothing to do with the story of Troll 2 whatsoever. This movie was not produced with the original Troll movie in mind. In fact, we don't even own the rights to the original Troll intellectual property. We're just going to call it Troll 2, pretend it's a sequel to the original Troll, despite the fact there are no trolls in Troll 2.
This movie, wow.
Right off the bat, batshit crazy, right? Like, without even having known a single plot point of this film.
The conception,
already insane.
It's just this. It's like a Rosemary's Baby thing that was created here. It's this thing.
Look at its eyes. What's wrong with its eyes?
Everything about this movie is wrong. Oh my god! Well, I was trying to think of like comparisons to like other movies. Like the closest I could come up with was like the third Halloween movie. But even that was like supposed to be a thing. Like they were going to do like an anthology thing with that, and they just decided to make it a completely different thing. So that was planned. But I guess like now thinking about it, the closest comparisons you can make are ironically the Cloverfield movies.
I was just about to say that. Yes,
that's what this. Yeah, essentially.
Are you specifically talking in terms of like taking the name?
Well, yes, like specifically the name. Whereas like the following two Cloverfield movies were not intended to be Cloverfield movies. It's just like we don't know how to market this thing otherwise, and maybe we could do something interesting with the title of Cloverfield, so call it Cloverfield.
Yes. So obviously, couple differences.
Can you imagine if like Pepsi came out with a new soda and they're like, I just don't know how to market this soda. Let's just call it Coke Zero. Like, can you imagine? Like, how is it possible that we can get away with this?
Right, that's the thing. Like, the thing about Cloverfield, number one, it's more of a brand than it is like a series.
Yes.
So when you put the name Cloverfield,
it's like a Nike. You should buy a T-shirt, and it's
more the vibe of the movies. You're not signing up for like a continuation of the story. So that's why it's not called Cloverfield 2. You just put the name Cloverfield in the movie, right? Number two, Bad Robot actually has the rights to the Cloverfield series, so it is well within their right to use the word Cloverfield whenever they so damn please.
Yes.
That's not the case here.
Which is nuts.
In this case, they're just like, yeah, that movie. It's like if I just made a movie that had nothing to do with The Godfather and I called it The Godfather Part 4.
How are we so... Okay, stop.
What's stopping me from doing that?
I was literally thinking of The Godfather 4.
Right.
What the What is the matter with us?
Let's just make it.
The closest example in reality is one we did just 2 weeks ago, Blair Witch 2.
Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean,
that's exactly what they did.
But
that's exactly what they did.
But that movie is at least about Blair Witch Project.
At least there's a Blair Witch in that movie,
yes.
I think.
Yeah, but there wasn't in the original.
No, but I'm saying at least that movie like directly references it. It has something to do with that original movie. This is just a random film that steals the title from another movie.
There is no equivalent. There's none.
This was the most fascinating thing about this movie.
I want to just make a movie and just call it War Horse 2, sequel to fucking Steven Spielberg's War Horse.
And it's about a zebra.
Right. Exactly. That would be the perfect comparison
Oh
here.
my god,
That's what it would be.
I'm gonna make Goodfellas too.
Right.
Like that. It's nuts.
And it's about a Girl Scout troop. That's what it is.
Oh my god! Like I'm serious though. Like the most interesting thing is just that I can't think of another movie that's ever done that before, where it just completely rips off the title of another movie just to sell itself.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I can't believe it like flew back in 1990.
I know.
Why was there not a lawsuit?
I don't know.
It's just really, really bizarre. Okay, here's what I want to do. As you just noticed, I have clips.
Yes.
And as we talk about the plot, we will get to those clips.
Oh boy.
So let's just do that, and then I have some other factoids, but this is going to be a long conversation. So how about you just kick things off, Nick, with your
You want me to jump into the plot here?
Yes, I want you to just do it.
All right. So the movie opens with a young boy, Joshua, who he's being read. What?
Stop.
Okay.
We need to address the cold open of this movie.
All right, talk to me.
Like after the MGM thing.
Sure.
And
Oh, you're talking about like the actual story that he's being told?
yes,
Yeah.
that is the worst opening ever constructed in film, I think.
Well, there's no build whatsoever.
No.
It's just guy runs through forest chased by goblins.
Yes.
Right.
It sounds like it's mid conversation.
Right.
It's like for some reason no context whatsoever. It is the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, at least like put an animated storybook on the screen.
Yeah,
and have it open
so
up.
I guess you're right. So there's a man named Peter who's running away from goblins
Right.
at the beginning. And here's a fun little fact that I read on Amazon. The book
Go ahead.
that Grandpa Seth is holding is called Davy and the Goblins, but the character's name is Peter. So there's a fun little tidbit for you.
Like, why wouldn't you just name him Davy? Why would
Because he didn't read the book.
Well, because obviously American audiences can't handle Davy. It's got to
Clearly,
rename
I
him
guess.
Peter.
Unbelievable.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this opening is kind of weird. Right off the bat, I just assumed these creatures were trolls, but I guess this
Yeah,
is a
you
larger
kinda have to,
conversation,
right?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
like, what is?
How long did it take you to realize there were no trolls in this movie?
Yeah, it took a little while. My only question: what's the difference between a goblin and a troll?
A lot.
Well, have you ever seen Lord of the Rings?
No.
Okay.
There's a whole bunch.
never heard of it.
Trolls are bigger.
Yes.
First off, they're dumber.
Yes, very much so.
They hide under bridges, typically in stupid folklore.
Mm-hmm.
But in Lord of the Rings, they don't. They just like live in mountains and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Are
they're
there
much,
actually trolls and goblins? I don't remember that.
Yes, like in the
Yeah.
Mines of Moria, that scene, the first scene where you actually see the cave troll bust through that door with the sunlight hitting the gravestone. The big ass gray thing is
Yeah.
a troll, and the little green things are goblins.
Okay.
And remember, the trolls turn to stone in the sunlight.
Yes,
Right.
Goblins don't do that.
We learned that from Troll Hunter.
Right?
The
We
great
did.
documentary.
we're very well educated on trolls at this point.
Yeah.
I just play enough D&D.
Oh yeah, that's also that.
Right.
Very different creatures.
I feel it. Okay, keep going.
Jesus.
Yeah, I got through about 30 seconds of the intro here, so let's see how far we can get before I get interrupted again. There's no way I'm getting past the first scene. So Joshua is being read this story about trolls by his grandpa Seth, and the story basically just ends with like Peter being tricked into thinking that there's like a young maiden come to save him, but really it's a goblin that has changed its form, tricked Peter into eating like some green goop, which turns him into a plant that the goblin then eats because goblins are vegetarians.
Okay. And another interesting thing about this movie is that I'm fairly confident that it is an anti-vegetarian film at the end of the day.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is like the here's this is the best pro meat commercial I've seen since either Wendy's Where's the Beef or perhaps the McDonald's Mac and Me movie. I'm not sure which.
How about the Arby's commercial with the big tits?
Arby's commercial
Yeah,
with
that's
the
a
big tits?
Yeah.
I'm not aware of this.
Wait, is it Arby's? Are you thinking of like Carl's Jr.? and
Oh,
all
Carl
those?
Jr.'s, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like the big, the chicks in the bikinis are just chowing down on a.
Yeah,
on a
that's a good one.
Those classic things. What is there's just something amazing about half naked women eating big ass burgers?
Just end the sentence at half naked women. There's something amazing about that in general.
That's true.
For the longest time, I thought this movie was going to be like all like pro-vegetarian because of like the implications when they're describing, how eating meat is bad and stuff. But then like when I'm getting ahead of myself here, but when Joshua saves the day by eating a bologna sandwich, I was blown away at the balls of this film.
Wait, you mean
and
this?
that is one that
you mean this?
A double-decker bologna sandwich!
Don't do it! Put the fats in your blood. Think about the cholesterol. Think about the toxins.
That scene, Nick?
Yeah, that scene.
Okay.
I gotta get this out of the way. Did you guys like this movie or what? Because I fucking loved it.
Okay.
I know we have to get back into the plot, and we're not gonna get through it all.
No, we won't. No shit.
There's no fucking way.
No, I mean, okay. Well, I mean, this movie is total dog shit. It's an abhorrent piece of shit.
There were
but
some incredible laughs.
I mean, unlike anything I've ever experienced before in my life, like things that rival The Room, if I'm being completely honest with
Absolutely.
you. But it's the best movie ever made. It's better than The Godfather. It's better than Taxi Driver and Jaws. It's now my favorite movie next to Alien.
Right.
It's the greatest thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's like the way that Neil Breen and the way that like The Room, Tommy Wiseau's The Room is, you watch it and you're like, how the fuck do they make these decisions? And it's like, while it's kind of a mystery, at the same time you realize, oh, it's because they're a deranged, insane person. This film is exactly that same question, but without that answer. Mm-hmm. Huh. You're not like, how did they make this? Oh, because they're crazy. Because like, no, they're not crazy. There's something going on in their head.
I've said this before. It's like, it's very easy in a lot of ways just to make a bad movie, like, but usually that turns into that was just boring, it sucked, they didn't do this well, whatever. Like we've said before that we do a lot of movies on the podcast that aren't really about anything, they just suck.
Right.
Whereas like there is a special bad out there,
sure,
where it's like you don't understand how it could get that bad. You don't understand how they even arrived on these decisions to begin with. And again, maybe it is just because they're crazy, but it's like even for crazy people, I'm just like, who the hell in their right mind like arrived on, okay, we're gonna do a scene where this woman seduces a man with corn on the cob and popcorn spontaneously starts flying everywhere for no reason.
What's the matter? Aren't you hungry?
Actually, I like popcorn.
There's no popcorn.
Well, no problem. All we have to do is heat it up.
The two begin munching corn on the cob as they straddle one another.
They're like Lady and the Tramp with corn on the cob.
Popcorn kernels.
There's no popcorn. Where is the popcorn coming from? I can't. What? There are no kernels.
Yeah. Really quick too. Deborah Reed,
yes,
who plays the
witch. What do you call her?
She's the Goblin Queen,
right?
All of her social handles say Troll 2 Queen, but there's no trolls in this movie, so I'm very. She's not the Troll Queen.
You took the time to look up her social handles?
You bet your ass I did.
Yes. What a trooper.
And Adam, I want you to understand, all of her social handles are Troll 2 Queen. This is her life.
Yes.
Poor woman.
And by the way, a request for an interview has been sent.
Good.
Yes.
I do want to say something, though. She acted her ass off. She is incredible in this movie.
Oh,
Everyone
yeah?
else is terrible. She is so good at being whatever she's being.
I don't know what the hell she's being. I don't know what these choices were, but it is distinct. It is special. It's unlike anything I've seen before. And yeah, no, I agree. She's acting the shit off in this movie. Whether or not that's a good thing, I don't know. Well, no, it's definitely a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Definitely a good thing. What am I talking about?
I want to dwell on a second back to that initial question of what makes this movie so bad. And you're right. Neil Breen, Tommy Wiseau. The thing that makes Fateful Findings and The Room so special is that it's a unique glimpse into a crazy person's mind. Right. And I think that will always be the thing that keeps me from loving this movie as much as I love The Room. Like, I saw The Room and I couldn't get out of my head for like a month. It was like just one of those things for me. This is an exploration of Hollywood gone amok. This is not just a crazy man doing crazy things with a video camera, which is really what The Room is. The Room is on the outside of Hollywood looking in. This is the greed, cynicism, incompetence of the Hollywood machine totally fucking everything up. And that's what's fascinating about it. It's not necessarily about this one guy, Claudio Fragazzo, who is, of course, a bad director, but it's about all the other people that were involved in bringing this thing to the theater, and they all did a horrendous job.
But a lot of the shit that went wrong happened after the movie was done, too.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, what happened while they were making it?
Here, an interesting fact. Well, here's something funny is that because I watched this on Amazon, and they give you these interesting little trivia facts before the movie starts, and the very first thing I read was that all of the actors and every single one of these actors went into the auditions expecting to be cast as extras, and they were cast as the leads in the movie.
The guy that plays the dad was a fucking dentist. And he's still a dentist.
What? This is like Max Magician shit.
I know.
They went in
It
there
really is.
oh,
It's
yeah,
like they just went to a Ren fair and were like, you want to be in a fucking film?
Oh my god.
No, but you want to be the star of the film, which is going to be distributed by MGM to a major audience. Mm-hmm. These people showed up. They're like, yeah, it'd be cool to be in the background of a horror movie.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
Read your lines. My what? Oh my.
It's a very rigorous extra audition.
A double-decker bologna sandwich.
Yeah, it's just a lot of that stuff. Anyway, continue
Another
with the
great.
plot. Go ahead.
Oh my god, I just want to talk about everything.
We'll get to it all in a second. I have some more fun facts.
Okay, all right. Real quick, Grandpa Seth is a fucking asshole.
You think so?
Yeah, right at the beginning, like he's just.
What do you
You're damn right, they were goblins and they ate him up. Good night, little boy.
Yeah, that's
Like,
not a nice
holy
thing to say.
shit.
I thought he looked a lot like Orson Welles.
I thought so too. It's so funny you say that. Yeah, I agree. Interesting.
Just a note.
Okay.
What if Orson Welles was in this movie?
What if?
So
Rosebud.
Joshua is he's been seeing his grandpa Seth in random places, even though his grandpa's dead.
Yes.
So that's been something the family's dealing with. It's been very stressful, so they're planning on going on a vacation to sort of alleviate, right? Meanwhile, Joshua's older sister Holly is having, I guess, relationship issues because she likes this boy, but this boy's just hanging out with the bros too much.
You know.
And that's
mean
a problem.
Elliot?
Yeah.
Elliot, what kind of idiotic joke is this? You scared the shit out of me.
I'm the victim of a nocturnal rapture. I have to release my lowest instincts with a woman. Oh!
Release your instincts in the bathroom.
Are you nuts? You trying to turn me into a homo?
Wouldn't it be too hard? If my father discovers you here, he'd cut off your little nuts and eat them. He can't stand you.
And you?
I like you.
Oh my.
Grade A acting here.
Grade A acting, dialogue.
This was the shit of nightmares. Trying to listen to this. This really bad execution.
My dad would cut your nuts off and eat them?
Who
your
says
little
that shit?
nuts off and eat them. What?
Oh my god!
And I like the implication that not getting your rocks off with your high school girlfriend would somehow turn you homo. That was the understanding of homosexuality in 1990.
Well, no, I think he kicked her in the nut, or she kicked him in the nuts.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, sure. Even more scientific.
Yeah, she kicked him in the nuts, and he goes, like, yeah, what do you want me to turn into a homo?
Well, I'm convinced this kid is gay. I'm convinced this kid is...
Well, yeah, you got kicked in the nuts on camera. You're
Exactly.
denying it.
What the hell was going on when he was like in bed with his bro without a shirt on?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was that?
You also skipped one other line where she was talking about how he hangs out with the bros too much.
Right.
And she says something along the lines of like, I don't believe in group sex.
Oh, yeah.
And it's just like out of left field. It's like, just because he hangs out with his friends, you expect that they're all just going to gangbang you in the back of the van? What the fuck? You're like 14 in high school. What is wrong with you?
That's what Italian filmmakers think Americans are into.
I swear.
Well, I mean, when you look at that RV and there's just like one twin-size mattress that they're both sharing, half nude.
Yeah, it is weird. Like, there was a scene where all the guys were actually arguably cuddling together.
With no shirts on.
And here's the thing, I mean, you know, Nico, I know you can confirm this. Adam, you're Italian, right? Are you a little Italian? Or are you not Italian?
I'm
you're
exactly.
French.
I have zero Italian in me.
You could have
Right,
fooled me.
okay, that's right. All right, well, so Adam won't understand, but, you know, being shirtless with other dudes is very normal in Italy.
Incredibly.
Can you name a single Italian guy who doesn't have a shirtless pic next to his car?
Oh, no.
Right.
I'm friends with many of them on Facebook.
Right.
Not a
It's just
single one.
I worked at several Italian restaurants. One of the guys was from Italy, and one of the pictures framed in his restaurant is him shirtless next to like a yellow Ferrari. I mean, it's
With the caption, "Ciao, Bella." That's all.
right, exactly. Yeah, so you know, maybe this was his misunderstanding of what Americans are like.
Italian men definitely way too comfortable with no shirt on.
Right.
Definitely a thing.
Maybe that just explains all of what the fuck is that movie? Call Me by Your Name.
I don't think anything can explain that.
You know what? Excellent point.
I'm not sure if it's possible to explain fucking a peach, but
Whoa.
the fruit, not the vagina.
Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. That's why I was confused.
And then eating the jizz field peach.
Oh yeah, that's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
Superman
You know, I already
does it
don't
as a
like
matter of fact.
peaches. I already don't like Clark Kent.
Henry Cavill.
Henry.
No, it's not. It's Army Hammer. You fucking idiot. Why do you always do that?
Henry Cavill.
Why
The Witcher.
Why do you always do that?
They're the same person.
One's name is Army Hammer, and the other's name is Henry Cavill.
They're the same guy. Don't lie.
His name-
I'm sorry. Did you just say Cavill?
Cavill. Yes.
Shut the fuck up,
Okay,
Adam.
Cavill. I don't give a shit. How do you confuse Army Hammer?
Shut the fuck up, Adam. You're out of your element.
They're the same person. Don't even lie.
No.
Enough peach fucking.
Can we talk about Holly for a second and how, like...
What about her?
Who has a fucking weightlifting bench in their bedroom at 14? She's just wailing on the pecs for like 20 minutes.
Yeah, she's got like 20 pounds on that thing.
Oh my
for some
God.
reason, so, I don't know. She needs to get in shape, dude.
Wailing on the pecs.
What, you weren't doing that?
No.
Damn.
I'm
dude.
still not doing that. I did like 6 reps today and I was out.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, okay, so the next day they leave for their vacation to oh shit. Nilbog.
There you
Nilbog. Yeah.
The town of Nilbog.
When did you pick up on that, by the way?
Yeah, I was going to ask you the same thing. I picked up on it when I saw the street sign that said Nilbog.
Okay. Yeah, it's about the same time I did too.
Because as soon as I read that, I went, oh, that's Goblin backwards.
go. I, because I'm an idiot, didn't pick it up until the little boy picked it up for me.
Okay.
But I really should have seen that coming. I want to talk a little bit too about this car trip, because this family, of course, is just a great American family that has a lot of fights on road trips and also likes singing some traveling songs, including a song that Mom really likes. Listen.
Joshua, start singing. Come on, sing that song I like so much.
I don't feel like singing, Mom.
Just sing.
Row, row, row your boat gently down a stream.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily,
It's so much worse without video.
Yes. Yes.
I thought it was bad when I saw it, but just listening to it alone, it's so cacophonous.
Nico, you were on a warpath with these these clips.
I messaged Nico earlier. I'm like, I need clips. And I sent him like 9 quotes. And I'm like, I need every single one of these. And he's like, I'm already ahead of you.
Meanwhile, I had already pulled like 8 of them.
Right. I'm like, oh shit, we're in for trouble today.
What kind of mom? Who is, she's like, you can't identify row, row, row your boat by name. It's not like he was singing like a Drake song the other day.
Oh my God, sing that new Kanye
tune.
song I like.
Right. Like, how do you not know the name of row, row? Do the song that goes row, row, row your boat. What's that one called again? It's a real earworm.
Maybe, okay, was this the language barrier? Because apparently there were a lot of complications on set because the director couldn't explain jack shit to his actors because he's Italian and they are English-speaking Americans.
So
why the fuck was he directing a movie in a language he couldn't speak?
I don't know.
Let me read this. Let me read this fun fact for you off IMDb. Director Claudio Fragazzo and his wife Rosalina Drudy, who only spoke Italian, wrote the screenplay in very poor English. On set, the actors suggested they ad-lib their lines to make the dialogue sound better. Fragazzo forbade that. All of the lines had to be read exactly as written.
Wow.
So, if that don't explain this whole mess, I don't know what does.
Quick question. Better or worse with these movie extras ad-libbing the lines? Better or worse? I mean...
Ooh, good question.
That is a great point. Is it an Italian man that doesn't speak English writing a screenplay in English, or is it a bunch of people that don't act doing improv? I'm not sure what the answer is, but it's a very good question.
I cannot honestly tell you what that answer is. But that makes me hate this man. Because he has the audacity to be like, no, my English that I don't understand is good enough. When you think about it, right? Isn't that what he's saying?
One theme throughout that I can say is that this movie has balls.
Oh,
yeah.
Sure.
It goes for it at times that I'm just like, holy crap. So they arrive. They arrive in Nilbog, the town of Nilbog. So apparently they're trying to do a family exchange vacation. Never heard of this before.
Me neither.
Where you just trade houses with a random family for a week, and you call that a vacation.
Freaked me out though. Doing that would.
I would never do that in my life.
Fuck that.
That's why I don't do Airbnbs with other people in the house.
Okay, I don't
It's
blame
very
you.
invasive.
Oh, where you have to share?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that in Japan.
Really?
Horrifying.
It wasn't bad in Japan.
Okay.
All right.
I don't know, because it's like a lot more of a inviting culture. You know, they won't shoot you. they'll leave you snacks.
They won't feed you green goo and turn you into a plant humanoid.
Yeah, they had a cute kitten.
Sure.
That was cool. You know, not in Nilbog. I can never remember how to say it.
Not in that pesky town, Nilbog.
They arrive to find I don't know, like what's one of those, what's the movie or a bunch of these types of movies where the way that they're acting in this town, they're just like zombies, sort of.
I mean, I guess kind of like I was thinking of like Invasion of the Body Snatchers,
Stepford
and
Wives.
stuff
How
like
about
that.
Stepford
Stepford Wives, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, where they're all just sort of like, you know, they're zombies and they're just kind of like goodbye and they
Everything's
walk away.
too normal.
Yes, exactly.
Right.
Or like the
Yeah.
World's End, kind of.
So they trade houses and they walk inside, and the movie that immediately came to mind was Bad Taste.
Thank you. I was thinking the same shit.
All of the food that they're being served is this green goop.
Yep.
Like just served on pies and served in sandwiches, and nobody's questioning this green goop.
No.
Everybody's just eating it like a dumb motherfucker. Just like, I'm sorry, but I don't care where I go. I don't care if there's, oh, it's hospitality, they left us food. Like, every single one of our family members is going to go, what's this green shit? We're all going to say that.
Yeah.
Nobody, right?
Let alone eat it.
Yes.
Right.
I had the same thought.
Ridiculous.
It's so funny you say that. Yeah, I was like, this is so bad taste with the green goop and the weird like rock music choices during like chase scenes.
Oh, yeah.
I thought the exact same thing.
I also have another movie that I thought in particular the scenes with the Goblin Queen, it kind of reminded me of The Last Leprechaun with that weird witch lady.
Oh, yeah.
Someone,
there's
one of my favorite reviews of Suicide Squad ever.
Where are you going?
One of my favorite reviews of Suicide Squad, and obviously in every review for that movie, they're going to talk about Jared Leto's performance, and the guy's like, Jared Leto is quite remarkable in the movie, much like the witch lady in Troll 2.
Wow.
Like overacting in a way that like
no, like comparing the two performances.
Okay.
in their similarities.
But I genuinely wholeheartedly loved her in this. Every ounce of her.
Yes, I believe this is a better performance than Jared Leto in Suicide Squad.
I didn't see Suicide Squad, so
oh, thank God.
Yeah, you don't.
You did yourself a favor.
Don't.
Yeah. So, but they're in the house, and yet again he sees Grandpa Seth, and Grandpa Seth tells him, "Don't let them eat the food. They're gonna, because then they'll turn into vegetables and be eaten by goblins." And so he, Grandpa Seth freezes time for 30 seconds and lets Joshua ponder the solution to this
What a
problem.
random superpower, by the way.
What's with the arbitrary time that he gives him? You got 30 seconds. You got a couple
All right,
hours.
kid, you got. No, he's an asshole. I'm telling you. All right, kid, 30 seconds. Chop, chop.
By the way, did you time that out?
No, I didn't.
It's
It
like a
felt way
minute
longer.
It's like
I
a
was gonna
minute and
say.
10 seconds. I had to.
Felt way longer.
Yeah, no, it's a minute and 10 seconds.
And I don't know if you have a clip for this, but his solution
Please.
is. Do you want me to?
Well, go ahead.
Yeah, his solution is he pees all over the food. He takes a big old piss all over the pies and sandwiches and
And who wasn't happy?
oh my god, I was. Where are you starting with this?
Well, I'm just going to say family, not too satisfied with Joshua arbitrarily pissing on their dinner.
Well,
You can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
Daddy, please! Don't hit him, Michael. Please don't hit him. Why not? It's what he deserves. A big spanking for little shit. Joshua is not a little shit. He's just very sensitive. The smells.
Do you see this writing? Do you know what it means? Hospitality. And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it.
All right.
And then his father proceeds to unbuckle his belt, to which Joshua goes, "What are you going to do to me, Daddy?" And he goes, "Tighten my belt by one buckle so I don't die of hunger pains. And your mother and sister will have to do the same." Fucking brilliant.
This movie.
What a great way to allude to, child abuse without doing it.
This movie is utter horseshit.
It's brilliant.
I'm sorry. As a kid, I'm trying to put myself in the scenario of young Joshua here, our 10-year-old hero protagonist.
Surprisingly hard, huh?
Yeah. It's tough, but and 10-year-olds do weird things. Okay, I don't think I would ever consider doing that. I don't think that would ever be my first thought to get their attention. I was like, why don't I just take the food out of their hands and throw it away? Is that not good enough?
I was so sure he was going to flip the table.
Yes.
Until he unzipped his pants.
And evidently, the solution that was originally in the script was a little more conventional, but this was one of the few ad-libs that the director insisted on set. He was like, yeah, you know what? You should really just piss on the food. So they did that. It was not in the initial script.
Do you know what was in the initial script?
I think it was something along the lines of, you can't eat that, it's spoiled, something along those lines. It was something a lot more conventional.
I'm glad it's in the movie. I'm over the moon that it's in the movie, personally.
So I guess meanwhile we cut over to Elliot, who was supposed to be joining them on the vacation. Holly's boyfriend. He never showed to leave with them in the morning, but turns out he and his boys rented an RV and they're driving up to go surprise them.
Yes.
And he tricked his friends into thinking there's a bunch of young single girls out in Nilgob or Nilbog.
Nilbog. Nilbog.
Neil Breen.
The town of Neil Breen. Just a bunch of Neil Breens walking around.
It's all green screen.
Can you imagine that movie?
That's
Just
a
all
movie.
Neil Breens.
Oh my!
There are multiple Neil Breens in Twisted Pair, so we got.
No, I know that was just him prepping for the big one.
None of the laptops work. There's no electricity.
They're not even turned on. You know,
it's a town of like 26 people, but there's like 6,000 laptops. Not a single one works. Yeah,
and all of them are struggling film students. Just populate the town with interns.
Oh man. So at one point, one of Elliot's friends he walks outside of their RV and sees a girl running in the woods, and so he goes, I'm gonna chase her.
Yeah,
because that's what you do when you're a horny teen. You just chase random women through the woods.
Well, that was my experience. I don't know about yours.
You're definitely not. For the record,
I was thinking of you in that scene, Nico. But
and not only does he chase her down, he tackles her to the fucking ground.
I know.
It looked painful. And they end up in like the troll queen's home, I guess, right? I mean,
pretty much. This is my house. All that stupid
and
shit.
She has eaten some of the food, right? And so she sort of acknowledges, and this is really the point where we sort of have to acknowledge, okay, the goblins are real, and Joshua is right.
Yes.
And so she's like, "You're one of the monsters," blah.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up turning into like plant matter and then like green goop.
Yes.
Yes.
And
at which point, our friend here, whose name is what?
Well, before that, actually, he asks what happened to her, and
Arnold is his name.
Arnold, that's right.
So Arnold asks what happened to her, and Deborah Reed, whose character's name is Credence Leonore Gilgold, says she's one with the vegetable world now. Or she's one with the vegetable now. Or something like that.
Let me just give you a quick introduction to our girl Credence here.
Good morning. I am your neighbor.
Yes, I'm glad you got it.
I am Credence Leonore Gilgold.
Good morning.
I love that. I just love that.
In case you didn't know how to pronounce that.
Okay, so Nico...
It's the only time they say her name in the whole movie.
See, Nico, that's a better movie villain name than Clubber Lang.
No doubt.
Okay, not even close.
I'll give you that.
Thank you.
I'll give
at
you
least,
that.
At least I won this one.
Yeah, what I found very funny about that scene with Arnold is he kept asking, like, what's wrong with her? When clearly, like, something's seriously wrong medically, and this woman's definitely involved. So, like, he's just sort of standing around like, oh, what's wrong? And she's screaming, ah, what's wrong? Like, the amount of chill in that scene is not appropriate.
Maybe he's just stupid.
Well, certainly.
It's just like the Fanatic when he kills Dora. He's like, you okay?
You need to watch The Fanatic, by the way.
I have seen the clip. That's where he kills the maid, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way...
that's not good. That's a nosebleed.
Can't believe you guys did that one without me. That's okay. It's fine.
That's what happens when you're not committed to the show, Adam.
It's exactly right. Yeah. I got, and I don't even have better things to do is the thing. This is about as good as it gets right here. So I was gonna say the line, one of the frequent line in this movie with the horny teenagers is I don't know if you ever used this to describe your female companions that you were around when you were younger, but describing them as the liberated females.
I can tell you this. I was not well versed in the vocabulary of modern feminism at age 11.
So you were saying liberated females frequently? No, you weren't.
No,
Okay.
I was calling them broads.
Okay, no, good. No.
Liberated females,
Jesus.
I guess.
How dare you,
It's
Nico?
the more politically correct.
Could you imagine? It's liberated females.
Pretty great.
Hey, that sounds like a Google Translate problem before Google Translate was a thing.
Yeah. Let's talk about when our girl finally dissolved into vegetable matter, though, and Arnold was quite dismayed.
Yes.
Here's the clip.
And this is like the quote of the movie.
Yes, and by the way, this has been memed.
It's the classic.
Right.
It's essentially the line that this movie is known for.
Here it is.
They're eating her! And then they're going to eat me! Oh my God!
Classic.
Zoom in on the guy's face. A lot of zooms in this movie.
It's honestly brilliant. It's so gifable. You know what I mean?
It makes me want to look that up. Yeah. Oh my god, this entire movie is just one elongated GIF. Essentially.
Seriously. Oh yeah.
Did you notice the fly that was on his forehead?
Of course.
That's so weird.
Of course I did, because I watched that clip about 10 times.
Oh boy.
After that, my next note is, I guess we're back with Elliot and the boys that are remaining, at least, and they realize they have no food or anything, so they send one of them to go to the store to get food.
You did miss a little detail that I want to hit on first, because I have another clip.
All right.
Joshua and the family are back at the house, and Grandpa appears again, this time in the bathroom mirror. That's where
sure.
like he's hanging out, and he makes himself known to Holly, the daughter, and Holly is quite terrified of this, so she runs to the parents and says, I just saw Grandpa in the mirror. And I love the dad goes, Holly, are you smoking dope again? Which is just a wonderful casual dig at your daughter who has a drug problem that you have not addressed. You know? This family's got some serious issues.
Are you
underneath
back
the
on the
surface.
fentanyl?
Kids will be kids.
Get off that Xanax.
They should have
doing?
elaborated. They really should have elaborated on that more. Could you imagine if he said, like, "Are you doing morphine again?"
So,
are you popping your mom's prescriptions again? She needs those for her back pain. Don't take her Valium.
Are you sticking needles in your arm again?
Jesus.
Are you sniffing the bath salts again?
Are you fucking the homeless man again, you slut? It's just like such a casual thing for a dad to say.
Oh man. But anyway, Grandpa's like warning Joshua, hey, you got to stop your parents from eating the food. You got to get out of here. And in the midst of this warning is one of my favorite pieces of shade in the entire movie. Listen to this dig that Grandpa sneaks in there.
You have to convince them to leave here. This is an evil place. It is the kingdom of the goblins.
But why don't you tell my mommy and daddy these things?
They don't listen to me. Your mother has never taken my advice. That's why she married that good-for-nothing.
I love that so much.
Legendary burn.
It's also super weird because maybe this is a moot point, but the father is constantly calling Elliot, which is Holly's love interest, a good for nothing. But Grandpa Seth is in no way related to the father. So, like, did he pick that up from hearing it from him? Like,
I think it's another language barrier thing. I think good for nothing is just, it's one of those things you learn in English class in Italy. You know, it's one of those phrases, buenos dias, you good for nothing.
Hollywood, hamburger.
Right.
Right. Okay.
I'm almost upset that the movie script made is like, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but what if it made like even less sense because of that language barrier? It was just completely rubbish.
Right.
The entire
It's one
time.
of those ideas I find really funny. I've been like trying to work this into like a sketch or something. Maybe one day I'll do it where it's like, it's in Spanish, but it's only phrases you learn like the first week of Spanish class.
Yep.
You know, because you know those phrases are useless if you actually travel to Spain.
Right.
But in Spanish class, it's just buenos noches, clase. Come la manzana.
Is that all we say when we go to Spain? Just
Didn't you say good night, class?
Yes.
if you just say buenos noches, clase to everyone in Spain, they'll get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could do whatever you want.
We got to do something with that premise sometime.
It's a
Well,
universal
the problem
phrase.
is, like, it would be funny if you tried to write a script in Spanish and make a movie in Spanish, but it would only be funny to Spanish people, so we can't appreciate it. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Precisely right.
But I guess that's what this movie is to us.
Right.
You can't do it on purpose. That's what I'm trying to say.
True. Fair point.
So the next bit is back to Elliot's friend trying to go get food from the store, and he ends up getting in the car with the sheriff of the town who offers to give him a ride because he's walking.
Yes.
And the sheriff introduces himself. I'm Sheriff Gene Freak. Did nobody notice this?
Oh, I noticed
His name's fucking Gene Freak.
Mm-hmm.
Also a better villain name than Clubber Lang. I think.
Yes, I agree as well.
Oh man,
Darth Vader ain't got shit on those.
Nothing's better than Cruella de Vil, though.
You think so?
Yeah,
It's smart.
hands down the best villain name. So he ends up at the general store to go buy some food, and yet again, there's corn sitting in the.
Yes.
There's a basket of corn, a basket of apples, and you know where to go. He asks if they have certain food.
Can I help you?
Coffee.
There's no coffee here in Nilbog. It's the devil's drink.
Eggs.
Bacon. Are you crazy, boy? We're vegetarians here in Nilbog. Didn't you know that? Here's some Nilbog milk. Special milk. High in vitamin content. Here is free.
Free?
Of course it's free. We love tourists here in Nilbog. Try some, boy. And have some of your friends drink some also.
That right there was, I think, the most prime example of that guy reading his script word for fucking word. I mean,
I'm trying to
high in vitamin contents. What the fuck is he saying? But
Which vitamins specifically?
I lost my shit though, hands down, when he said, "There's no coffee here in Nilbog. It's the devil's drink." Just so immediately, like, how dare you even suggest coffee? Like, why do goblins hate coffee so much?
I was asking the same thing. Like, it's from a plant. It's coffee. What's wrong with coffee?
It's a fucking bean.
It's a great point. It is an organic substance, isn't it?
It's vegetarian.
Why would you like milk?
And I like how all of their milk is spoiled.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Can you believe that the parents did no research on this town before choosing to vacation there?
That's the strangest thing, though.
Didn't you do that when you went to Canada?
No, we did a little research. We knew where we were going.
Okay, I also want to comment on the fact that, like, and a lot of people say this, it's a common thing in horror movies in general, where it's like, if I went there, I would leave immediately. And generally, I like push back on that a little bit. Usually I'm like, well, no, they give the characters a little bit more of a reason to stay, so on and so forth. Like, there's like a flood here, so they can't leave immediately, like that kind of shit. But honestly, like, how quickly would you guys have gotten out of there? Because I drive through that town, I take one look at where I'm staying, and I'm fucking out of there.
There's
I'd
no
cancel my
logical
vacation.
explanation. Yeah, none.
Every single discernible detail about this is wrong right out of the gate.
I would drive through the town and say, you know what? Let's just stay at the nearest Red Roof Inn and go to Cracker Barrel in the morning, and that'll be a better vacation.
Yes. Yes. This place is a piece of shit with green food everywhere.
The other weird thing is that we're sort of led to believe that the motivation of these goblins is that they're like eco-vegetarians.
Mm-hmm.
And they hate humans because humans eat meat.
Because they're made of meat, too.
And they're made of meat.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like, it's sort of like Okja.
You couldn't tell people
really,
we've been podcasting for 6 hours.
I am losing my mind. I don't care if I'm not speaking into the mic. Oh my god!
It is 10:30 on a Monday, and we are 3 podcasts deep.
No, we are 3 podcasts deep. You and I, sir.
I've just had a shitty day.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okja.
But, what is the motivation of these goblins? It's so bizarre.
My question is, why don't they just go outside and graze? Eat some grass or something. What's wrong with that? Go out and, like, feast on a bush.
Don't mind if I do.
I don't care. Why do you need to turn people into vegetables?
Yeah, man. I mean, the real question is, what was Claudio Fragasso thinking when he wrote these characters? I did see in an interview somewhere he was like, I wrote this thing after I hung out with a bunch of vegetarian friends, and they just got on my goddamn nerves.
There you go.
He wrote like a revenge fantasy against vegetarians.
That's kind of awesome.
There you go.
We don't have enough of those. There's too many movies trying to make a statement and not enough movies just saying, fuck you.
Yes. Amen.
I wish you did a better job, honestly.
After this, I guess, the family begins to slowly realize that everybody's goblins when they try to force feed Joshua Nilbog ice cream in the basement of a church.
Yes.
Yeah, it gets really... And then one of the goblin leaders catches on fire, and Joshua's father discovers, upon seeing the burnt corpse, that it is a goblin.
Well, we need to talk about the force feeding scene for a second.
Okay.
Help! Grandpa Seth! Help!
Open your mouth, my little friend. Please, open it.
I won't! I don't want to!
Open your mouth, my little friend. Please, open it.
Too much rape.
Haven't heard that in a while. Holy crap. Also, are we supposed to really believe that by eating melted human, that's suddenly vegetarian?
No, I think they don't just melt them. They physically, merge their cells with vegetables.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what they say.
I mean, Arnold
but
becomes a tree.
Yeah, but it came from fucking people.
Okay, if you're nitpicking the science of the goblins in Troll 2, you might be onto something.
Thank you.
I think
Thank you for validating me.
The internal logic of the movie is that the humans actually become vegetable plants themselves. That's why we have Arnold the tree hanging out with
who is also still a fucking human.
Right.
He just has vines on him.
Yes.
I was very confused about the science of this movie, I have to admit.
Well, I really love the next scene where after discovering that they're all goblins, they go, well, there's only one way we can get through this.
Oh, wait.
What?
Wait, I may have a clip.
You son of a bitch.
This is how we're going to defeat the goblins.
Oh, dear God, what can we do?
We don't even have enough weapons to defend ourselves.
Do something, Elliot, please!
I don't know what to do.
We need Grandpa Seth here!
Joshua, Grandpa Seth is dead.
I know he's dead, but up till now he's been the one helping us. But how do we get him to come? By holding a seance, maybe?
Smash cut.
You're a genius, big sister!
Yeah, smash cut to 40 fucking wax candles melted onto the table. They're all holding hands in a circle. Just fucking summoning Grandpa Seth.
How do we get Grandpa Seth? A seance? Well, actually,
Never thought of that.
Now that you mention it.
that might be my favorite scene in the movie, just in terms of worst writing imaginable. I could not think of a worse way to write that scene than close up on Joshua going, "You're a genius, big sister."
I love that cliche. I love that so much.
And then, I still don't really understand how they saved the day. Josh ate a bologna sandwich, and then they all touched a rock and thought real hard.
Pretty much.
All the goblins died. I mean, that's what happens.
Isn't it so funny every time they're trying to beat up the goblins or run away from them, they get out of the way of the humans to run away? I just love little blocking details like that. I love that shit. Everything about this movie just bothers me, but I love it anyway.
Were all the goblins midgets?
I was wondering that the entire time.
I can't tell if it was just camera work or if they were all midgets. It's actually really hard to tell.
I'll go with little people.
Yes.
I'll go with that. Yeah.
I'll go with dwarfs.
I think the proper term is shrimp.
Short ass.
Twerp.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Of all the things, that's the one that makes you uncomfortable. After the shit you and Rob were saying on 2 Cents last night, are you fucking kidding me?
I did use the word corpse rape, unironically.
What?
Last night on 2 Cents Radio.
He thought he was being Halloween, spooky. I don't know what the fuck this guy.
You're allowed to talk about corpse rape because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
Fair.
You're incorrigible.
Yeah, I'm not really clear on the ending of this movie either.
But they go home though.
Yes, they do.
And Dad's like, I have to go to work. Holly and Elliot are like, we're going to go bone at Elliot's house. And Joshua's like, I'm going to go take a nap. And Mom's like, I'm going to go take a shower.
After she's eaten an apple.
Because after that traumatic family experience, the only way to respond is to act like nothing happened.
Right?
The dad just like, all right, I got to go to work.
Yeah.
See you guys.
And then, Mom eats an apple. Gig. And then Joshua, while in his room, gets thrown a baseball or an apple, or I don't remember anymore. He gets thrown some round object, and it says on there, like, Mommy tasted good or something.
Your mom tastes so good, I think. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. And then he freaks out, runs to the shower, and he sees his mom's not in the shower, but the shower's still running, and there's green goop everywhere. And then he goes downstairs into the kitchen, and what do we see but like a green melted like female corpse and just a what?
I was going to say, you know something? It's the one shot in the movie where I'm like, ugh. Well, that's kind of.
Oh, it's uncomfortable.
Yeah,
and then there's little goblins over her just munching on her.
Yeah.
And he's freaking out, and then one of the goblins goes, like, what does he say exactly? Does he say like,
want some
Joshua? And then Josh just screams, and we cut. And I gotta say, the balls to end a movie that way.
Yes.
I mean, movie like this in that way, for sure.
I mean, it makes absolutely no sense. I had no idea why the goblins came back or did any of that. There was no mention of it.
Quick question. Did that final scene happen, or was it a dream? Because Joshua said he was going to take a nap.
This whole movie's a dream.
The whole movie. Yeah.
Well, that's another question. I actually have that. Was the whole movie a dream?
Yes.
Yes, could have been. It would make some sense, I suppose. I don't know.
I'll go with yes.
You think so?
My vote is yes. The logic is certainly there. Now, I'm not sure in the language barrier if the logic got a bit twisted. I'm not exactly sure if Francesco or whatever the hell his name is, Claudio. I have like cousins named Claudio. It's such like a stereotypical Italian name. Like, I'm not sure if he has a grasp on the logic of the movie and whether or not this is a dream, or if Grandpa Seth is real or not, or whatever the hell's going on. But I choose to believe that this is a dream sequence.
I feel like that's giving it too much credit, though.
Yeah, that's a great point too.
Don't you think? In a way, it makes the movie better. I think the movie's squarely bad enough right where it is with it not being a dream.
Yeah,
so you're going, this is reality.
This is all 100% real. The director thinks this is an accurate representation of reality.
This is their universe. This is the way it is.
This is what it's like over in Italy.
This is the Troll 2 universe. That's what it's like in Italy.
One more note about Claudio Fragazzo.
I love the last name so much. Fragazzo.
You mean Drake Flynn?
I think I saw him getting a haircut at my Uncle Don's the other day. Drinking an espresso. He's apparently still angry about the film's poor perception. He crashed a cast reunion Q&A a few years after the film was released. After that, he was escorted out of the room and heckled the cast from the hallway, calling them, quote, liars and dogs as they answered fan questions. He believes this movie is a masterpiece, and he does not believe that the cast members should be profiting off of mocking the movie.
What else can you profit off of?
That's a great point, man. He thinks like you should be talking about this movie sincerely and should not be making fun of it.
All right.
But there you go. That's Troll 2.
I will be honest, though. I actually enjoyed watching this movie. This is one of those... This is like The Room in the sense that it's one of those movies that you can enjoy watching, even though it's bad.
Absolutely. Of course.
It's not... Yeah, and, serious belly laughs. Like...
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's become one of those midnight movies. It's shown in theaters every once in a while, like The Room and Rocky Horror Picture Show, where people shout things at the screen. It's one of those cult classics.
I agree.
And yes, it took us far too long, but 5 years in, here we are talking Troll 2.
How appropriate. 5 years in and Halloween. It's the way to do it.
Oh, my God. Happy Halloween.
Hopefully next month we can do the... I would love to next month hop in on that documentary and talk about this a little bit some more.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, that's coming very soon. Don't you worry.
Are we doing a documentary month, or have we already done it? We already did.
No, just this movie.
Yeah, we got to do best worst movie.
Okay.
One of these weeks.
All right.
Ton of fun. Troll 2.
Oh my God.
There we go. I got nothing for Drew Carey today. Unless you have any ideas.
How about we want to be very loose with this? We could do
fine. All right, fine.
No,
let's.
You want to hear me out?
Well,
yeah. What do you got?
First, let's play the music.
We don't even know if this is a good idea.
How many Drew Careys? That's the name of the segment. For posterity's sake.
This could be a terrible idea, though. We haven't heard
I was
about
going to say,
yet.
we need to discuss this.
No, it's not
can't
the official start of the game until we play the music. Go ahead, what?
You bastard. Even though it has nothing to do with the movie we just discussed, we could do the network of Julia Louis-Dreyfus because she was in Troll 1.
That is correct. Troll 1 totally unrelated to Troll 2.
Very true. But who gives a shit?
Now, I happen to know the net worth of Julia Louis-Dreyfus. So I will recuse myself from the contest and I will have you two
Wow.
discuss.
Look at you doing the responsible thing and not cheating. Man.
Unlike certain members of the podcast.
We don't get enough of that.
Adam, put your damn phone down.
No, I gotta.
I don't know who the fuck she is.
Julia,
so
come on.
I know
Nick.
the name. I know the name, but I off the top of my head, I don't have a goddamn clue.
Nick, fuck off. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, star of Seinfeld, Veep, New Adventures of Old Christine.
Elaine.
Yeah, those are
from
okay. Yeah,
fucking
those are all
Seinfeld.
shows I haven't watched. I don't watch Seinfeld.
Okay.
You know this. Okay, so Elaine, got it.
Yes.
Elaine. Yeah. Okay.
One of the great comedic actresses of all time. It's like Lucille Ball and it's Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
I would say that is not an apt. Okay.
It's absolutely right.
I'm offended.
That's not
by
crazy.
That.
That's not a crazy statement.
I would probably
Lucille Ball
above her.
Yeah, no, it's like Mary
she
Tyler
fucking
Moore,
invented
Lucille Ball.
television.
I think Julia Louis-Dreyfus has the record for most Emmys. I think, but
You think
You know, they're handling shit out like candy nowadays.
Yes, very true.
Elaine Seinfeld. What's the net worth?
All right. Measured in Drew Careys, the net worth of Drew Carey is $165 million US.
Correct.
All right. It takes. Oh man, that's tough, man.
Carry the one.
That's the thing. I was either gonna go like she's worth half or one. What are you waiting for me?
Yes.
You want me to go?
I
first?
defer to you.
I'm scared. All right. Well, she's worth 1.65 Julie Louis-Dreyfus's to get to Drew Carey.
So what is that?
So $100 million. I feel like that's way too much.
$100 million.
But
Okay.
because of Seinfeld, I don't know.
All right.
I was gonna guess half, so I was gonna say 80.
Okay.
So 80 million. Half of Drew Carey.
Okay.
Now that's a tight squeeze, Adam. We're very close. So
I know.
I could have played this strategically, but whatever.
It'll be fun. It's tense.
I don't deserve a win on this. I barely know who she is.
If you get it.
So here's the thing about Julia Louis-Dreyfus. Her father is a man named Gerald Louis-Dreyfus. Gerald Louis-Dreyfus is
He invented the snowball.
Oh God, what did he do?
Is a wealthy entrepreneur.
Oh boy.
You know how wealthy? He's a fucking billionaire. He's worth $3.4 billion himself.
Jesus.
Now, we will not figure in when her father dies one day and Julia Louis-Dreyfus is left with the Dreyfus dynasty. But we will say for the time being, Julia Louis-Dreyfus is an estimated net worth of $200 million.
Whoa.
Which means, Adam?
I don't think either of us deserve that.
I mean, technically I got it, but like,
I know you
Jesus.
You
did,
just won
but-
this week's edition.
Holy shit.
How many Drew Careys?
Wow.
Yeah, that's one of those. The reason why I know it is it's always like celebrities that are worth an astounding amount of money.
That you would not have thought were worth that much money.
Yes. She comes from a very wealthy family and one day will be a billionaire. Julia Louis-Dreyfus. So
Holy shit.
that's that. I believe the father's still alive. I could be wrong about this.
Huh.
Yeah, he's worth $3.4 billion. Yeah, I'm seeing some that say $250 million is her net worth. Some are putting her close to a billionaire.
Really?
It's up in the air, but she's worth a crazy
Well, I
amount
mean,
of
it
money.
depends, right? I mean,
She did not need Seinfeld. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
was a fun little pet project for her.
That shit always annoys me when they're already worth a shit ton of money as it is, and they decide to go into movies. It's like that was my big issue with like Rooney Mara. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Oh, sure, the Mara family, of course.
Like the Giants and the Steelers.
Yeah.
It's just nuts. It's like, what are you...
Oh, they're worth so much. Their trust fund is so big.
For fuck's sake. You too, Kate. You're not off the hook.
How dare you insult the better Mara, Kate Mara.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, man.
All right, let's get out of here. That's a podcast.
Please, let's get out of here.
Too Many Thoughts Media.com, TMT.media, all the shit. Nick, anything?
All that shit.
Good.
Lots of pods coming out. Next month is going to be fun.
Going to be a good time.
Stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I love you. And by the way, I will play you out to the music of the goblins from the end of Troll 2. For some reason, this repeating melody got stuck in my head.
Oh, no.
And I will say to you all, you've been so very, very naughty.
Naughty.